Knicks fans, welcome to another episode of Delusional Knicks Fan Network, where we bring you that Knicks content that you need. Ladies and gents, the time has finally came. We knew it was going to happen. That Obi Toppin is no longer a New York Knick. He has been traded to the Indiana Pacers for 2 second-round draft picks. That is tough for us Knicks fans, as he was the eighth pick in the draft for the New York Knicks. He's the first draft pick under Leon Rose regime. Once we did the pick, I was ecstatic. I was elated because Julius Randle had came off of a kind of terrible year. So we thought that Obi Toppin could have been the replacement for Julius Randle. But lo and behold, Julius Randle go on to have 2 All-Star seasons since, 2 All-NBA seasons as well. And playing behind Julius Randle has hindered his game a lot. Which brings us to now the scenario of where he's been traded to Indiana. Wow. First scenario is I thought we could have at least gotten a heavy protected, maybe a 2026, first round draft pick for Obi. But I guess the market is kind of drying up after, we've seen in the last 2 years of multiple, first round picks and multiple second round picks has been flying around easily. So the market has dried up. And the fact that Obi Toppin has rarely played any significant minutes to showcase what he can do, I guess teams were not biting on giving up a first for Obi Toppin. But Obi's a solid player. For me, from what I'm seeing, just off of the energy that he brought with the Knicks, he's gotten better each year with his 3-point shooting. His decision making sometimes I thought were better than Julius. As far as instant, knowing what he wants to do when he get the ball, whether it's, put the ball on the court for one dribble pull up or, passing the ball really quickly within the system. I was ready for Obi to kind of take that helm, hoping that the team would trade Julius, but that did not occur. Why? It's because of Coach Tom Thibodeau. Thibodeau is a crazy or not, but he is a Julius guy. As you've seen on proven occasions, he let Julius Randle get away with murder on certain scenarios. I don't even want to talk about his stats right now because the stats is kind of irrelevant. He only played about 11 minutes his first year, 17 minutes his second year, and then last year only playing 15 minutes per game. What could you do with that? Honestly. Then, of course, when Julius were out with the injuries and Obi was able to get over 30 minutes a game, Obi was giving you over 22, 23 per game, 8 rebounds, over 50% shooting from the field, over 30, was it 35 from 3? Those field goal percentages are way higher than Julius. But granted, it's a different style of play. Julius demands double team, which you're able to kind of manipulate and get wide open shots with other players, while Opie were just getting transition buckets, wide open threes, contested threes. And I guess that wasn't till, Tibbs' liking. But anything that's not to Tibbs' liking, you totally understand and know that you're going to be gone. We've seen that before with players with Kyle Korver out in Chicago. You've seen it with when they brought in a player that Tibbs didn't like as Cam Reddish. Not to say that he didn't like Opie, but he just certain aspects, and he only saw one fit for Opie, and he's like, you're just going to be a spot-up shooter, this athletic guy that runs the floor that get less minutes. Where I knew it was over was in that Miami series where Julius Randle got hurt in. Obi Toppin came in, was playing well, and did not play the fourth quarter. Then the next game, Obi started, gave you 18 in that game, and played, only 30 minutes? While Obi couldn't play 35. And he was playing good. He was playing solid. Then, of course, we heard the audio come out of Obi yelling at Coach Tibbs. saying that he can't coach. He's not a good coach. So once I heard that video, I knew that it was a done deal. It was a done deal regarding that aspect. But yeah, the Knicks really did not utilize Obi to his best ability, and granted, because of other lackluster situations on our roster, we needed more defense. So having Opie on the floor and Mitch, was a liability, or Opie and Hartenstein was a liability to a certain extent of rim protection, being able to shift over and stuff. It's not like Opie was a terrible defender. It's not. He wasn't. It's just the fit wasn't there. Tibbs could have utilized a two-man, a smaller lineup with Julius and Opie playing the 4 and the 5. We rarely utilize that, and when we did, he's like, "Oh yeah, the analytics state that this is that and that." And I'm like, cool, we get it. But what's going to take place now out in Indy? It's going to be magical out there in Indy with Halliburton and Obi Toppin, because who they got out there that's going to prevent Opie from getting starters minutes or being that starter. I know they got a guy that they drafted not too long ago. He's like 6'9" and all that, but Opie game is more dynamic. He might not be the defensive player that they have out there, but Opie can instantly go out there. And it's crazy. I think Opie had some of his best games against Indiana, where he put up 30, 40, 5 threes each time. So with Halliburton being there, assisting you on transition, like that can be a Nash and Amari scenario. That's what we thought we was getting when we drafted Opie. We thought we were getting Amari. Well, me specifically, I guess that's the delusional fan in me thinking we could do that. But 2 second round draft picks, I get it. By the Knicks making this trade, honestly, it's able to, open up. They can utilize their full trade mid-level exception, as well as this gives them a trade exception of, I believe they get around 6.8 million with this, so a trade exception. So obviously this sets them up later on down the line to make a trade and being able to take on more salary because of this trade going forward. So we never know what this could transfer. Obviously this is a chess piece. I'm starting to realize that Knicks, we're not playing checkers anymore when it comes to whatever moves. Every move that we do is strategic. I get it. Us as fans, we're not seeing the end goal. We're not seeing the end goal. Right now, we're just seeing as we're moving these pieces. Okay, we're going to lose the bishop here. We're going to lose that. But at the end of the game, it's going to be checkmate for the Knicks. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, for you to send out Opie. Who's the player we're going to get? I have no clue. But everything sets this up for 2024 free agency, or potentially getting us right so that we don't hit, the luxury tax and still be productive, because you still got the Quickly contract that we were in about. We still didn't sign DiVincenzo yet. So, and Opie brought a dynamic to the team that will be missed. That excitement, that energy, like alley-oop from Toppin and a bang, that second unit for the Knicks is going to be ass. Because it's Quickly that, Quickly brought that energy, the splash and three, the flair. Opie Toppin was the perfect complement for Quickly. Like when I thought we're doing this, development and with Quickly and Toppin, that was the future. We thought that was the future. Clearly it's not. I would have been fine with Quickly, Toppin, starting point guard, starting power forward, and us running it. Because you saw what they could do when they played together. They fed off that energy. Quickly having 30-point triple-double, Opie putting up 40 in the same game. We like, yo, that's crazy. This is what we got as the Knicks. Now I have no clue. I have no clue, but I'm going to stay straightforward with the Knicks. I believe we can eventually go ahead and do something. Something will prevail. But right now, Obi Toppin is down in Indiana. Indiana will be a playoff team because they just got Bruce Brown as well. Halliburton got the extension, the addition of Obi Toppin, Miles Turner. That sounds like a really good team that can potentially be in the playoffs. So now we just made Indiana a better team that we have to worry about going forward. 100%. But we'll see what transpires coming up next with the Knicks. This is the only move that we made so far, and I'm not pushing them to make any moves. I'm content. As long as it's smart, like you said, it's strategic moves, and they have been doing strategic moves. Let's just see what's the end goal. What is the end goal? Until next time, Knicks fans, we are rocking and rolling. I'm out.
You gon' do it if I say so. I'ma do it for the pesos. I fell in love with the bass load. I fell in love with the bass load. I see the ops staying plain clothes. I see the ops y'all in plain clothes.